We've been getting a lot of the Bears in action. I like the interview we had, a little replay with him. Sheikh Zula talking to Sadakist and just outlining that this is an opportunity to learn. And the desk, of course, have reiterated that in terms of what was available, even suggesting that with Liquid and EG over in Europe, your only practice was with the party astronauts or whatever they're called.
Yeah, so it's rough out there. It's definitely rough out there. But let's see. Yesterday, there were some glimmers.
And Astralis losing to ENT in a 2-0 fashion, more of a statement about ENT, sure, but they've shown that they can bleed, and they've shown that there is still some cracks in the system that perhaps the Bad News Bears, on a good day, can exploit.
Yeah, there's one expert odds at the top of your screen, not favouring the Bears by any means here out the gates. We'll see how much further those odds can fall. Decoy to bait out the half-wall flash there. It did a lot. It actually forced Magis completely off the line, back to that CT angle. And 4-player mid-stack right here from Astralis. How long are they going to hold on to this? Putting a lot of faith in that smoke, so that's down now. We'll give them to about 55 seconds before that's fading, but setting up behind it are all 5 members of the Bad News Bears. This will be a B execute.
Nice. The fact that they haven't been deterred by that smoke implies very solid nerve. Glaive's going to be rotating through. Nade from Magis will do some damage. Here's the commit. Good flashes, good util in general. Jonji does lose his life on the advanced 2-tree. Fast flank from Dupree and Lucky as well. They're pushing the smoke on the reload. That's a big punish onto Magis. If they could just find Bubsky, it's Glock v USP. Spongy trades, Dupree doubles, and bomb's ticking. Chance for Spongy, needs 2 more though, and would love to have isolated one of these 2 duels. Lucky's so low, but it doesn't seem to matter as he finds that final bullet. And Astralis successfully retake that B site.
Yeah, got dicey for a minute there. You can see Bad News Bears identifying if they're able to clear out that Ruins position, and they could alleviate a lot of pressure. Magis' job in that kind of situation is just to play that retake scenario like he did. You just want to stay alive, hold on to that real estate. If the Ts are stuck in the back of the bomb site, you can whittle away and take some good jewels at range with the USPs. I think Dupree coming in clutch there through Banana was everything. We get to see these again.
Dude, I played a solo matchmaking game last night.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Why?
And we talked. We communicated.
Oh, okay.
We played Vertigo.
Oh.
I was the in-game leader.
How'd that go?
Really well. We won. It was a close 16-13.
All right, they're always worth the stress.
Clutches, stress.
If you win and at 16-13, you feel like you've had a good day at the office. If
Arguments. You know, someone's got a bit mouthy at Orange because he was struggling. And I was like, look, dude.
It's not going to help, is it?
We had a redemption arc for Orange. He actually clutched up. We had to build him back up.
I think a huge part of Counter-Strike is actually managing the personalities, especially when solo queuing or queuing and you're with some strangers, right? So many different cultures, different languages. It's always fun.
But also, we all know when someone just chats smack to you early, you lose your interest in playing the game.
Yeah, you just want to...
You're like, oh, I almost want to spitefully run through this Molotov. I want to fail. I want you to fail.
We will lose as a team.
Yeah. Either way, sidebar aside, back to the top Banana test. Now, Magis, so far, he's good for it. He's already delivered that pistol round through playing for the retake, buying time,
this
surviving,
looks good.
Double nades off the half wall. Swish has done very well, as has Jonji. They are low. Lucky could finish it all with the FAMAS, but he's kept honest. And now the site is theirs, likely the round as well.
Yeah, it should just be, well, maybe exits. I was going to say the save here. These SMGs, MP9 for Dupree, UMP for Bubsky, sure, they're going to be great to carry through next round as opposed to just the 1400 loss bonus, but would love to do some damage to the economy. I don't think the retake is on the cards there. Having a look in there.
Little flash though. Yeah, Dupree could have been set up for success there. The deep smoke will deter.
Yeah, that right there signals this should just be the round for Bad News Bears.
Though? So Spongy's probably not getting out with this Galil if Dupree does stick around.
Yeah, they are very low, aren't they?
Like, he's got to exit Banana. He's got to get a wiggle on. Dupree hears this. Oh, that was his...
Still has a chance here.
That's the AK, that's yikes. They'll have to recover that from the bomb blast.
Which way is it going to blow? Because it might actually go towards Dupree here. So he might net himself an AK-47.
Didn't
Can we
catch
follow
it.
that one? How far did it go? He's going to lose it in all of the action. I think it actually went past him, maybe. I'm not certain.
Great extra contribution, though, from Dupree. And the point I wanted to make while these replays are on is just how close this was to being the opposite for Bad News Bears. You can see 2 players, super low HP. They got double naded, dinked. That FAMAS could have found 3.
That timing right there, I'm sure we've all had it. You know, you're walking down the street and someone's coming in your direction. You both step the same direction. Like, that's with dire consequences, of course, because you just lose the round. But that's the awkwardness that you feel just there. It will be the bounce back, so they didn't find that AK-47, but they've held onto the SMGs. Another MP9 bought in, a couple of deagles, and some utility deep. Jonji on the receiving end, down to 21, but they have Banana control. Astralis have basically receded now. Two players quickly rotating back over towards A to bolster it with a 4-man defense, and it will just be Magisk again left on that side.
Now, I'm sure they've been studying the demos. I'm sure you've at least, you've done your due diligence. You know how the Astralis CT side likes to maneuver around a lighter buy. Stacking over to the B side for nades, regrouping onto A, trying to channel you into the numbers. You can see Glaive's very active. He's looking to continue to be rotating around this map. Now, they are gathering resources for the mid-take. Will they do it quietly, or will there be an announcement of it? Flash on short side. It does pull utility out of Bubsky.
That's a good balcony molly as well. They know that they're working here against the low buy, right? So you want to molly balcony, force players back towards pit. And they're advancing, they're wrapping here.
Like the wrap's coming in. Swish is going to give it all he's got. Good molly for the pit side. Will
this is great.
Remove some opportunities. And they're all taking contact at different points. This is great start. Lucky with the Deagle. There is a threat. Nice find from Junior. It's Dupree with the MP9. He needs another frag. He does well to tag up Sheikh Zula, but the bodies have dropped in favor of the Bears, and with 20 seconds left, Spongy does need to prioritize the plant. It's Glaive up short trying to contest and make that difficult. Sheikh Zula could make a meal of this. He's so low, he can't afford to go down. It's the swing and trade. Spongy, brave to go in for the combat to finish it. His 4th frag, but it's a highly impactful one. Bad news Bears take it too, and they will break Astralis.
Yeah, it's a really important trade, right? It obviously secures the rounds, but the fact that they've communicated to fight together, that's important. And the details that I like there, a lot of teams, you know, they might get a little bit lazy in their utility usage here. I like the balcony molly. I like the fact that they've wrapped around, they've used their util from that long side to help clear out pit and make the fights easier. So a close one, but they've broken Astralis here, and they will have to take a step back and go for the eco. 2 Deagles, 3 USPs. Glaive towards B on his own. He's already been flashed off the line. Very fast control here. Sheikh Zula with a lot of information. Well, they could even just execute straight towards B here if they'd like.
With a CT smoke down, like, why not? I like the way they're communicating. I like the way they're thinking. This is positive. The Bears are in, and there's nothing Astralis will be able to say or do about this. The only real threat is that Deagle, and he's already been spotted out, catching a little bit of flack from the nade as well. And they're not rushing the plant, Chad, which I'm sure also is a nice sign of the things to come here. Bad news Bears not flustered in any capacity.
Yeah, we know Astralis are the team that do enjoy a good nade stack, you know, so maybe you get a fake plant in or you take your time in case they want to flash and pop through the smoke. So just making sure everything's looking honky-dory, and, well, it will remain that way because everybody from Astralis we can see dipping on back towards spawn. Lucky and Bubsky down towards T-stairs in the bottom of Banana here to go for a couple of exits. So if bad news, if the Bears want, right, they can hold on to everything. They can just stay alive. They could all try and exit towards spawn. Another smoke towards CT probably says that they will be trying to hold on towards the Banana. This is going to get messy. Jonji with 2, going to continue the fight here.
Well, they could lose 2 AKs here. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, and Sheikh Zula does go down to the blast as well. At least one of those AKs should be retrievable. They don't get either. So that's 3 AKs that have essentially burnt into the ether. But of course, in the grand scheme, not a big deal. Bad news Bears happy to be posting a 3rd here. Starting off their T-side campaign with some consistency. And they're going to be having the big green on Junior this time. So we get to see that T-side AWP.
Yeah, going to be hard, right? So for those people who haven't been paying a huge amount of attention, Bad News Bears recently made the change where Junior is as a stand-in on loan from Furia right now, but it's in replacement of PTR, or Dirty Peak Pete, as some of you may affectionately know him as. He's been part of the Counter-Strike community in North America for a very, very long time, so play to lose, but he's gone over there to play poker. Why the hell not? A lot of Counter-Strike players have taken that route before, and ooh, Lucky Zorp strikes first. Flash Sheikh Zula down, and, well, they're going to continue forward here, straight into the AWP again. Lucky, blind as you like.
Yeah, but it's Crosshair clearly in the right place, though. Every time he loses his vision, he's pulling a trigger and destroying the Bears. This one's fallen apart. Solid from Astralis. Spongy's added to Bubsky's list. Jumping out of that balcony. It's not always a favorable fight for that player underneath.
I don't know how Junior's going to get out of this here. He probably won't even get to stay away with his life. So keeping scoped in as to not give away a sound cue. Hopefully, for his sake, he can find a frag or 2 on the way out the door, because that door is being closed. Magisk has pushed all the way down Banana. And if it is going to be the save, we saw Junior do something similar yesterday with an AK against a lower buy. Oh, invisible AWP. The ghost AWP in the hands of Junior.
It's actually, the bullet comes out of his fingertip.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, finger gun.
Has to make sound effects every time he clicks mouse 1.
Yeah, I do that, and I don't even need to.
I wanted to ask, how was your pour over coffee today?
It's it just tasted like coffee. I tried really hard to like savor it, and
Yeah.
I was like smacking my lips together and like wiggling my tongue a bit to
Gargling it.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever the sommelier of the coffee world would do. It was good.
Oh, this could get bad if they want to throw bodies at him here. Just a side, but
He's got 10 seconds and he doesn't even get another chance. Okay.
yeah, the only worst case scenario was if they waited and then they killed him after time, and not only did they take the AWP, but then he had no loss bonus. So it could have got worse for Junior, but it's still pretty bad right now for the Bears because they lost a lot of guns in those last few rounds.
Well, in-game leader machine from yesterday, Chad, he'd be calling something a bit light.
Okay.
Would be prioritizing a plant.
All right.
Would be looking to bait some utility out of Astralis first, I reckon. Throw a Tech 9s in.
Not a bad call. Yeah, definitely wait out that early util.
Give me an apps
Try
pop.
and equalize the util disparity here. But lucky there, right? The reason they ran him down, he's not meant to get the first, let alone the second, right? So I understand why they accelerated after that first kill. You're meant to be able to catch the AWP off guard.
So you got 3 flashbangs after the initial proceedings, and they've got their nice little double middle setup. There is a gap in that smoke. They can play around this. They are in trouble. One has slipped the net. There is one man, Jonji, on a wild mission, but Glaive will catch him. He was well too aware of it. I think he heard a couple of steps behind him as Jonji tried to slip through. Okay, so 3-3. Eco does go the way of Astralis, or anti-Eco in their framing.
Oh, see, this is the thing. Jonji into a Galil, right? Then he doesn't have a lot of utility behind this. Got Swisher there. He can invest in a little bit. I guess the conversation right now is what type of a take are they looking for?
And this is a product of those extra few exits, and Astralis kind of keeping the lid on Bad News Bears, even in the face of defeat.
Yeah, even though we do the whole round at a time type thing, they definitely have ramifications from one to the other, and that was quick.
You don't see players go for that one all too often. Audacious from the Bugsky. Jonji's in trouble as well. Doesn't choose to unload his mag. He's hoping for a slight gap to exploit. Nothing to report. And there's 3 Astralis members ready to receive you if you were to go all in on B.
Lucky needs to be careful here.
Chopping and changing. Missed shot from Lucky. Fires off the AWP. What is that from Swisher? Tried to catch him on the bolt. And it just results in a larger discrepancy now. 3v5.
You almost feel committed to this B site now. You have banana control, but what else do you have? The flashed in, flashed off, back and forth. The util slowly running out. You don't want to say save, but if it was Gambit, it probably would be a save, right? So
he's going for it. He's doing it all himself. An underhand smoke, an underhand flash, and a chance onto Magis. Glaive there to deny the first. Sheikh Zula catching a lot of flack as well. So this one should just peter out into nothingness. He's got the bomb as well, so if he gets caught here on the CT duel, as he will, Junior in an all too familiar turf of overcommitted with an AWP and far too much time to try and save, surrounded by enemies no less as well. Lucky baited the shot nicely. Junior has a chance onto new box, and that was it. Whistles past the ear of Magisk and makes it 4 for Astralis. How many of those are in consecutive fashion? That is going to be 3 in a row.
yeah, that was after the pistol win, right? So they lost the force base. That's good signs. But remember yesterday, if you guys were tuning in and the Bears on Inferno, they were actually having, in their first half, more success on the lower buys. We had a couple going in their favor through some impact kills of Spongy and Swisher within that first half of play. And then we moved on to the second half where they did their best to keep their head above water. Swisher had that nice ace on the big bomb site. It's going to be hard against Astralis on a map like this, however. Down but under their barrel. Jonji gone already. So they really want to take the fight. Last round, Bubsky flash, picks second mid. This round, Dupree just running all the way down banana, demands respect, drops the smoke, and what's another round here, even with the Deagles, that should just likely peter out. Where does that term come from, peter out? And it's not spelled like Peter Pan, is it?
It's not Peter, the person. Peter Piper, who picked pickled peppers.
Is it Peter, like maybe there's an A in the mix there?
I couldn't. Is it
Or is it an I?
P-E-T-R-E?
I don't know.
Petra. Oof.
I speak the language, but not very well, and spelling was never a strong suit of mine. Oh, lucky just farming a couple here. That's a nice shot from Sheikh Zula.
Felt like the name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. We're learning today together, guys.
And I'm sure there's some etymology.
If your name's Peter, let us know why you're out.
It's miners in the US.
Ah.
To become exhausted, either from St. Peter, from the sense of the rock, or French, Peter to fart.
Okay, well.
I didn't know the French call farting petering. That's new.
We can use that when Vitalia are playing later.
Yeah.
Well, there's that lovely deep mid smoke. I know that Rush Lee has a bit of a pro tip on that one. You can see how isolating it is. If the Ts want to push up, they have to pop flash from a more shallow position.
Look at this from Lucky. He's supported by Bubsky, but I do wonder how Spongy's going to feel about this. Like, you're on your T default, you're the apps player. You know occasionally, once a round, once a half, you have to contend with that. For now, though, up mid, they're not really accepting that Bubsky could be there. There goes Spongy.
Evacuate.
Dupree ahead of his own smoke, which does eliminate Sheikh Zula. That's very aggressive. Astralis definitely throwing caution to the wind a little here. Swisher is in, and he's out. We'll see if Astralis plan to shake anything about. Very strong. Love the setup. Well adjusted, and seeing the synergy between Lucky and Bubsky, and then this Dupree and Glaive pairing just seems very reactive.
Oh, yeah, well, they knew what real estate they didn't have, and that was the majority of the sites. So not just running in with his knife out, Dupree able to mop up the mess. And now it's just Jonji to try and use this Krieg to his darndest. But the bigger scope wins. Lucky finishes the round off. Scoreline now 6-3, and things are going as most would have forecast for today. The Des touched on it. We've talked about it during the cast. I think the general sentiment at home, we're not expecting Bad News Bears to come in here and beat everybody. That's not the... Not on anybody's agenda, but to be competitive, show some positive signs, be able to showcase some of the individuals, what they've been working on, that's what we're looking for.
Now, something you've been working on, I'm sure, because you've been playing a lot of CS recently, is the jiggle. Just, you know, like you're an old man trying to play a young man's sport in the jiggle of Counter-Strike.
Very true.
So have you got to the point where you understand, like, because my understanding is that the real best jigglers out there have got to their understanding of their models, how much of their models being exposed at all times.
Yes.
Have you got to the same point where you know, like, you're at a corner and you don't see anything, but you know you're baiting shots?
Yeah, look, it's because it's very tactile. But, oh, they've knocked it out of spawn. Very tactile on the keyboard. So for me, I'm not fantastic at it. Yeah. I think the biggest thing with jiggles first, before you get to that level of perfection you're talking about, is your crosshair placement with your jiggle. Right? So that right there is really important. But I think, okay, 1 for 1. They're going to accelerate.
Nothing to be panicked about.
Right,
finish your point.
They're going in.
They actually are.
They are going in.
And he has got an M4, so maybe I'll give him a second here. Because Magisk is playing around his pillar smoke, trying to divide and conquer. Oh, so much util. They really want him. Still lives on for now, and the hunt from Swish. Oh, that's a shame. He slipped off the lip.
They're cooking again. Another volley.
It could even spread. Junior desperate for something away from the flames, and it will be corralled into the spray. They take a couple of heads. Not bad to bring 3 bodies down from Astralis, but no bomb plant.
Bears barbecue right in the perfect position right there. Now, what was I saying? With the jiggles and the crosshair placement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a very important part of it. But one of the things that I think you guys at home can maybe take into your gameplay is if you're worried about an angle and you don't have a flash for said angle, you either need to be jiggling, run boosting, or jumping to bait a shot or get yourself info, right? And I think some of the things is, if you ever assume in Counter-Strike, it really doesn't go well. So trying to be hyper aware of all the potential fights, it's not easy to do.
Here we go. Glaive wants to go aggressive, but the flash is great from Junior, completely cancels that. And a second AWP peek, taking a pot shot. Lucky will be Molotov'd on the retreat.
Oh, the double AWP set up on the CT side. Interesting to see it pulled out here. I think maybe Glaive enjoyed AWPing a little bit too much in lieu of a primary AWPer in the team. Let's see if he can make this one work. 11 kills to his name, scoped on in.
So if you're Junior, you're so familiar with this fight, right? The banana to CT angle, it's in his muscle memory. He's very familiar. He knows the advantages, the pits and the troughs of his peak as a T-side AWPer. As the util's baited out, he'll just stick and await anyone that chooses to aggress. His responsibility now is to maintain top banana info. If any CTs go poking and prodding, he's the one to deter.
Looks like he's dropped off, so they're heading back towards A, and they would be committing A, because you're right. If they wanted to get back to B, they would have left the AWPer there for that real estate. So this is looking very heavily now like an A lean. Yeah,
Dupree will arrive in time. Astralis not often in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Drop that one now, Bubsky.
Yeah, good timing on that. Ready to mantle up. He'll have some vision. Junior responsible for this. Oof, and he does return fire. Okay, advantage Bears. 30 seconds. They're starting to converge on the site. It's Lucky on the site. standing strong with his own AWP, tagged down heavy, but they haven't finished their job. And it is still dupreeh being a real nuisance here. Jonji needs the double. Somebody kill him. Lucky gets another. Somebody needs to stop him. And he's done enough on the site. 3 frags from the new addition. Make it 4. Lucky does an awful lot for the Astralis boys there and puts 8 on the board.
Oh, that was ugly. You could see the panic there coming out of Jonji, knowing that they needed that kill desperately, but fluffing their lines. And,
and he got so much done.
It could have been a good round. Like, the fact that they were so isolated towards the site, and they'd also played the rotation here. After this shot, you desperately not wanting to give one away on a wild peak, but he's grabbed way more than he's worth right there. Got a rabbit's foot, 4-leaf, clover. Not a clother.
I remember looking for those very regularly as a child. Like, I thought that was a real lucky opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, it would, like, holy moly, like, I can keep this, laminate it, like, fry. Maybe.
Oh, that's right, isn't it? Yeah.
I think Futurama did it to me, yeah. But I would regularly just be inspecting the field. Everyone else is playing football, I'm just staring at the grass.
You're still out there enjoying
Alex,
the outside.
I'm clover hunting. Come on.
Yeah,
Join me
you wanted the
want.
luck.
Yeah.
Because then if you had it and you went and played the football, you're kicking all the goals.
That would be it. Nothing but net.
So the double ops right now could be susceptible to a faster play with these Tech 9. So let's keep our eyes and ears perked up for this one.
I will say at the moment, a bit of an absence from Swisher. He's been the most impressive player from the Bad News Bears on an individual level. Seems very, very comfortable with his mouse and keyboard in his hands, even against these top European opposition. Glaive's naded, slow and flashed and committed, and no one's going around that corner yet. Bubsky's already pushing middle to punish, and Jonji doesn't get a second look. That'll slow him down for sure. Bubsky evaporates, continues to be presence and pressure.
Good reposition as well here, because now they know that the mid gap is open, but Bubsky gets to work and flank and find more info, and he's even past Spongy, who looks like he wanted to find out if there was any second mid pressure, but this is all over Red Rover already. They're not looking. The damage is already done. Junior's low. Swisher even lower. Well, there you go. Through the smoke. So much pressure here, and they're being pushed towards A. Glaive's there on the arch side, however, and he is low on HP with that AWP. It does just feel like a matter of time, though.
Yeah.
Oh. Ah, there it is. All right, so Adap's the last 2. Perfect range for Glaive. One to find the bomb is down. Sheikh Zula smokes himself out, gets that pick control. His position noted, and, well, the cavalry is coming on over here. Everybody from Astralis rotating towards A. The B-Rush looked promising at the start with all that damage, but, oh, nades exchanged. All right, Glaive takes out Sheikh. Sheikh takes out Glaive. The round is done, 9-3. The score reads.
Like, because you got that 3-round start, Bad News Bears can still have a competitive half here, but it has to happen now.
Yeah.
You give me that 9-6, you're cooking with gas, and I can see a world where the CT side isn't as punishing. So let's see if there's any sort of any space for that to manifest. You do see a full buy out of the Bears. Let's see what the call is, and let's see if they can just stop taking such an early beatdown. We've seen Bubsky going for aggressive maneuvers, the Banana players finding early frags, and here's Banana again, a massacre from Magis. He's making burgers tonight out of Bear. And now Junior and Sheikh Zula, what are you supposed to do? This was supposed to be your round, and already your whole team's forced to watch as round 13 finishes off.
Oh, and you're right. It's about these early casualties, right? You can think about the dupreeh push. You can think about this one we've just seen here from Magis. We can think about the Bubsky flash out the pick second mid. They've never been able to establish a default on a gun round. They've just been pushed, fought, destroyed. Now operating with very little. Bubsky takes down Sheikh Zula, and Junior last alive. We've seen an awful lot of this. T-side, Inferno, Orping. You're not going to be the first in. You're definitely going to be the last alive, and now we need to see a 1-on-5.
Oof, Magis is having absolutely none of that. He was the guy that was charged down Banana, and now he's in pit, just in case. Astralis looking very convincing here, and I just imagine, you know, if I put myself in the Bad News Bears, like, shoes, losing like this, it doesn't happen every day to you. You're fully blind, you're 3 players down in 3 seconds off the break of Inferno. Not many North Americans are getting away with that in their domestic scrims.
Yeah, they don't have the cohesion as an opponent, right? Back in North America, they definitely haven't worked out the details and then the micro details on top of that, so...
Lucky, aggressive. there should be a world where, yeah, he gets caught out just in the nick of time. He dips.
Feels like that teammate's Molotov. I've done that a couple times to my AWPers. You're like, all right, you're done now. You've had your chance.
Yeah.
Here's the smoke. Here's the come on back.
Non-verbal communication. Now a T-smoke actually up to maintain control. And with the half-wall util being dropped, if he spams jump, he can almost confirm that that top banana is still his, regardless of the retake utility. Astralis are walking through, though, for the clear off the flash. This is some nerdy stuff. And top banana is still theirs.
Yeah, and normally in a lot of these takes here, while we have it on our screen, we are heading back towards A, but there's always the third man there flashing, right? These banana takes, most people overlook that third man, but he's the most important part. The bodies are good. The util that they're throwing with the mollies and HE is fantastic, but those flashes is what allows these aggressive maneuvers.
Oh, so many men. Good tags as well from Glaive. And even Dupree's in a prime position. Every person we cut to on this ops team seems to be in the right place.
And they're all ready as well, right?
Yeah.
Their crosshers in the right direction. They're not getting caught off guard. It doesn't even feel like they're flustered in these fights. And now they're even aware that Junior might be in the smoke. Last alive again. Last to fall once more. And 11-3, the score reads. But it's likely to be 12-3. It's just these T sides. Now, the thing is, they've wanted to battle for banana control every time. An option that you could go for is give them banana control early. Think about how much utility they're dumping. Smoking deep banana, they're using multiple mollies, right? Allow them to use all that util. Just sit back and wait. Go a default. Watch for the apps push. Watch for the window push. Forgo banana control and go retake that a little bit later. But it's too late now, right, to be able to run that as your game plan with the scoreline 11-3. Let's see, what's the Hail Mary attempt? It's like a little bit less aggressive in banana. Okay, so they're going to allow that control taken early. They only have one individual watching the second mid push, so if Astralis really wanted to push apartments or play up close, they can. And here comes that retake util banana.
And Magic is ahead of it, changes his mind as he's flashed off the line. Will just about get away in time. But there you go, a little late arrival to banana, and you get it a whole lot quicker and a whole lot freer. 5 players still with full health. Look at the conversation they're having. Is it because Glaive has util? It might be.
Yeah, that's bang on, right? You don't want to have a player boosted up who still has a full bag of util to use here. But they are coming.
Lucky, nice find on the pillar, expecting more. He's tagged up. Nice find from Swisher. Keeps it competitive. It could end here, though. Magiska's a problem. Shakesula solves it. And they need to force this fight onto Nubox. Shake's going hunting. He knows if he could find Glaive now, that bomb can be planted. CT's an issue as well. Glaive down, but Junior falls. And so that CT presence, the retake's on its way. The bomb's not even down yet. Spongy will be there. It's a big hunt from Shakesula. Ambitious, but finds it. 3 frags from the in-game leader, and seen in terms of seeing he has made good on the AWP kills per round, in sync with that of Dupree and Glaive providing over at IEM Cologne. Well, here we are, free Esl Pro Leauge Season 14. They stagnated, he still wants to fight. That's ambitious, and Glocks. Max range from the Glocks against that USB, and there's still Shakesula having a little look, but look at Jonji. There is some quirky approach here. I'll let Chad Birchall give us more.
Yeah, they've gone for an aggressive maneuver here. The fact that those nades came in, that just would be a counter to the usual info play where you cross boiler and just call how many a second. But they've gone all in on this, and now they've been able to divide the CTs 2-2. The flank's going to be really fast. Astralis might not be ready for this.
Yeah, and that smoke won't hold them at bay. They're already through. And so one by one, they do jump through. Hard to keep your crosshair on them. Straight from Lucky's good. Taps
needs something.
Something from Swisher, yeah. And the flank from Jonji's very loud about it. Glaive ready on the sandbags and ready for a second as well. Wow, great round, all things considered. And it would have to be a Swisher 1v3. He's not able to deliver. And yeah, I think that was just a great response from Astralis. Not only the long-range fight and the stack nades, but immediately realizing perhaps something fishy is afoot.
Yeah, that right there, the double nades. As I was mentioning, a lot of you at home, maybe you get a good mid spawn, you know, and somebody says, all right, you run across mid, you jump boiler, and there you can jump across boiler, and you get a lot of early info. Well, that is a perfect counter to a maneuver just like that. And we'll see Bad News back where they do some of their best work on the force buys. Now, they already won the second round in the first half after losing the pistol. Let's see if they can do it again. Couple of smokes deployed to help slow down these pushes. 1 or 2 remaining. Damage done to Swisher. Not looking like the best of starts here.
Oh, he wasn't expecting that at all. Great find, Swisher. Stop things from spiraling out of control.
now this is where Astralis can do their absolute best work, right? They can play with the rotations in this 4v4 environment. They still have full HP on all 4 of the remaining, where Swish is low and he's the only player over towards the B bomb site right now. Junior, Shakezula, and Spongy all over towards A, hoping that they walk into this bear cave of a stack. Limping out util towards B. Really just feeling it out here. And Magisk is the man they're sending in on this mission. Another smoke towards spawn. Jump clear. No resistance so far. Head on over, boys. Get that bomb. B is clear. And it will be the double dip Deagles, because there's no way the Bears go for this one now. Keep your eyes on dupreeh, though. He could ruin the day. He could ruin this party of the save. If they do push forward to try and save towards second mid and apartments, he could just destroy them. And he also has the early info on exactly where they may be. One spotted, good info. Do they want to hunt for this, right? Because sure, it'd be great to take away the armor, it'd be great to take away the Deagles, less to worry about next round. But if you lose your SMGs and you give them something to work with, maybe bigger problems.
Shakezula jiggling like he knows he's being hunted, and Lucky somehow locked on. He will hear you. Oh, and there's one. Swish has managed to at least keep himself alive. He was the one on 10 HP, so he's done very well to find Magisk on the exit there.
Swisher might get over there in time to get the MAC-10. He does. Okay, so there you go. This is one of the problems I was talking about. The MAC-10 can now be thrown across, given to either Jonji or Shakezula. Looks like it will be Jonji. He's bought Kevlar with that. So now they can rock these Deagles again, but it will just be the headshots they're looking for here. Utility, you're not going to reinvest in that too heavily right now. There is 2 flashbangs for Swisher, so they can try and enable. I think he also bought in with a smoke there as well. So let's see, how far can they make this one go? They still have that kit carried through, so if we do get into a dicey situation, there's always a chance.
Ouch. Jonji going for some seriously ambitious MAC-10 play there. Off the flash. 2 very aggressive in the apartments. And does he wallbang him?
Yeah.
Just prior to dupreeh swing. The perfect wallbang.
Hearing me, all right. Well, they didn't make this go very far whatsoever. Not even a kill in a round like this. So there it is, 14 so far for the Danes. Only 2 more to find.
Now, if you're having as much fun as Astralis are right now, and you've got 2 bonus SMGs on your next T round, you're throwing them at their faces, right?
Well, maybe the spawns, they might juggle those guns around here to optimize the spawns. But yeah, if you want to go for some fast banana control again, right, you could do exactly that. You know you're not going to be up against head armor on the other side. There's the spam kill from Glaive. Perfectly timed with the peak.
Oh.
Shakezula hating his life right there.
Yeah, so horrible. No worse way to die in a double aggressive app setup.
Oh, okay. So actually taking the SMGs over towards apartments. This is a nice flash from dupreeh to help enable the peak. Off the back of that utility force up from the CTs, and they just want to go.
They really want to go, both of them considering the extinguish, and so trying to be pressure or apply pressure, bait some more utility out of the CTs.
Oh, pause button's been hit here. Normally when you see that extinguish, that's the intent, right? But it looks like Glaive wants to hold the troops at bay for a moment. They still have a lot of utility. They forced the CTs back quite passively. They have banana control. At this point, you could do anything you'd like. You can set up for an A set piece. You can use all your mollies, go back towards B, completely blanket the site with flames. Lots of options right now for the Danes.
Does seem like the crawl onto A is underway. Alongside, they don't know where they're coming from. Spongy hears a lot. Got a lot to contend with here. Tucks in, playing it passive. Shakezula's gonna have a lot to do here. Nice isolation of Glaive. Lucky trades. Weapons to be recovered. It's Shakezula on the site, isolated completely. Junior trying to keep him busy. They're losing health. And it looks like they're losing bodies as well. Jonji with the rebuttal. That bomb does need to be going down, becoming a priority now as it is a 1v2. Good finds from Junior and Swisher respectively, and that bomb's on Graveyard. He's going to have to hurry up.
Oh, this is awkward now for dupreeh.
Let's get back across, and oh wow, reacts in time. 9 seconds, and he's against the AWP. 10 HP, 5. Just in time.
Close,
just in time.
Oh, you're going to be kicking yourself right now if you're Junior.
What does
Welcome
Dupree
back.
do? Just
You've given
tuck
up the
into
line.
side. Yep.
Oh, no.
What's Dupree beats him with the UMP as well. Bullying. Oh, wow. That 1v2, he was just ready for John G's fight. I mean, he's not even looking at the clock. It was all so close. The finest margins determining Dupree's success there.
Max loss bonus for the Bears now. One more round. They will have to force Scout, MP9, Famus. Spongy and Sheikh Zula picking their weapons of choice. A Famus, a Spongy, and MP9 for Sheikh Zula. They have some utility to work with. There's a defuse kit in play. How much longer can they extend exactly that?
Oh, just a little late on that nade. Could have killed Magisk. He's long gone now.
Oh, they're back in.
John G aggressing. Bubsky found big contribution as Sheikh Zula. Actually, a little late on the extinguish. Goes
Got
down
hot in there, didn't it?
to a molly. Was that in the bedroom?
Yeah, he was up aggressively.
Yeah.
So they must have spotted him because he was trying to be cheeky with his positioning there. So that's probably not the trade they needed to give up after John G worked hard for that one in Banana. Bogdan's Law in play here, so like he's given over the AWP and, oh, stand up, I dare ya. There it is, in tandem. B given up, scout tag noted. They can really just play with the rotations now. They know one play over towards B, Spongy likely over towards A, and there's no rush here for Astralis. 50 seconds left, they can take their time.
What are you up to, Lucky? Just roaming in the smoke. They know Junior was last seen over towards B. So the Bears opted for Inferno.
Nuke next.
Nuke next. I was a bit remiss to not see him another Astralis Ancient, but they're happy to go to Nuke, and we will wrap up Inferno. 20 rounds of play. Astralis gets 16 under their belt quickly. And the first opening game of another day of play goes the way of the Danes. We'll be seeing if this is as predicted and if Nuke is going to be as quick as Inferno when we do break it down at the